Headlines most affecting Abbotsford this week. The provincial election is not until October, but the candidates are getting ready. Death, taxes, and, well, your Abbotsford property taxes. And an update on the Mission Superstore shooting. Also, the American Hockey League loves the Abbotsford Canucks. We have all that coming up in just a matter of moments. Okay, Abbotsford, let's get started. The provincial election is not until next October, but candidates are now lining up. Abbotsford Mission NDP MLA Pam Alexis will run for re-election. The BC United announcing that Marcus Delves will run in Abbotsford South. Now, Bruce Banman is the current MLA for that riding. He did cross over to the BC Conservatives this year. Banman apparently has yet to declare if he's going to run at all. Mike de Jong is the BC United MLA for Abbotsford West. He has not announced whether or not he'll run again. And BC United announcing that Karen Long will run in the new Langley-Abbotsford riding. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Nothing is certain but death and taxes." And at the December 4th council meeting for Abbotsford, they proposed an increase of a property tax of 5.12%. Well, that compared to almost 6% last year, so it isn't that bad. In the city staff report, they are saying supply chain issues were a big cost factor for them. There is concern over a new provincial bill, a new BC-wide housing density legislation that has some communities concerned, including the township of Langley, saying the provincial's one-size-fits-all approach doesn't fit all. The city of Abbotsford says it will comply with the new rules, but they're insisting the public will have some type of input. Langley Township is worried that the imposed rules could have a reverse effect on construction and home builders would simply walk away. Back on December the 6th, the 41-year-old man from Mission suffering serious injuries after he was shot a number of times while he was sitting in his vehicle in the parking lot of the Mission Superstore. The man, who is known to police, believed to have ties with the BC gang conflict, is recovering in hospital. A suspect vehicle did flee the scene and was later found burned out in Surrey later that night. So Mission Mounties are now continuing to investigate. No one is in custody at this time. Investigators do confirm the suspect fled in a newer Jaguar SUV. So if you happen to see that vehicle on the night of Wednesday, December the 6th, or any other witnesses have any other information, you're asked to call Mission RCMP. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says it has detected the presence of avian flu at a commercial poultry farm in Abbotsford. So this is now the 51st BC location where the viral infection has been detected, or at least with backyard birds. This since October. Commonly known as the bird flu, avian influenza can affect a number of species in food-producing birds, like chickens. CFIA national tally says more than 5.5 million birds have been culled in BC alone since this outbreak. Linda Hamill, a school trustee for Mission, has been penalized by Elections BC for what's called a prohibited contribution in the 2022 campaign, aka the municipal election. In question was a personal over-contribution to her own campaign that raised eyebrows with Election BC. She was assessed a penalty of $335. When you spend the past 33 years with the same organization, that is what's called job security. This past week, Ann Russell celebrating 33 years with UFE. How long has that been? Well, she started in communications when the school was still called Fraser Valley College. Remember that one? Congratulations to Ann. Coming up, the Abbotsford Canucks make you want to forget about the old Abbotsford Heat. Sports is coming up. abbyTV Sports. In speaking with Black Press, the American Hockey League president and CEO Scott Howson recently made his first visit to Abbotsford since the Canucks played their very first home game back on October 22nd of 21. He said the Vancouver Canucks decision to move their affiliate from Utica to Abbotsford has been a success. And that's a far cry from when the Calgary Flames had their farm team, remember the Abbotsford Heat, playing in front of, well, a lot of empty seats, and eventually leaving town with the city picking up a vacating fee. The city of Abbotsford paid the owners of the Abbotsford Heat another $5.5 million just to end that Calgary Flames farm team contract with the Abbotsford Centre. Not something that went over well with taxpayers. A call out to Fraser Valley fastball umpires, training season around the corner. Now, Chilliwack Minor Fast Pitch have set up weekly training sessions for everybody in the Fraser Valley, and this will be Sunday evening starting January the 7th in Abbotsford. Page Cross and Company holding sessions on Sunday evenings from 6 to 8 at the Abbotsford Exhibition Park Cadets Hall. A big thank you to Matthew Hawkins for the photo. Abbotsford News reporting that in 2023, that proved to be the year of the Lions for senior boys and girls divisions for the Abbotsford Police City Basketball Tournament. Yale Lions took home both the senior division titles on the championship Saturday inside Columbia Bible College, defeating the MEI Eagles in both contests. Abbotsford Police hold this tournament every year. It's the second straight senior girls title for Yale. MEI and Yale also met in 2021, and at that time, the Eagles had the victory. It's Christmas stocking stuffer time, and cue the song Sweet Georgia Brown. The Harlem Globetrotters are back in BC for the new year. They'll be in Vancouver January the 24th at the Pacific Coliseum, and the next night in the Valley at the Abbotsford Centre January 25th. The 2024 World Tour presented by Jersey Mike Subs, and yes, they will once again take on the ever so hopeless and hapless Washington Generals. Coming up, Cari has the weather. abbyTV weekend weather. So, Cari, are we looking at another one of those super soaker weekends?
Thanks, Don. Weather this weekend, it looks like it's going to be okay with sun and clouds, so you can go out and get your Christmas tree and not get completely soaked. But by Monday, we're back to rain. Highs of around 10, but down to about 4. My fun fact of the week, 1 billion tons of precipitation falls every single minute on Earth. I know it felt like that was happening just in the Fraser Valley last week, so here's hoping next week's rain isn't as much as we thought it was going to be. Back to you, Don.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. If you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note and your video and your pictures to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. I'm Don Lehn.